What's good, everyone? Welcome to GameSpot Daily, where we break down the top news stories of the day in 30 minutes or less. And I am joined by my good friend Eric Tay to prevent this ship from sinking.
Hey, I'm going to try my best. Like I was telling you right before we started, our Steph Curry, our Callie Plagge, she's a little bit busy today with some Wabo review stuff. So, they're putting me cold off the bench to try to fill these big shoes. But, even though it's the playoffs right now, Michael, I'm going to do my best to give you quality minutes and give you the output that you deserve and that the people deserve. And worst case is I'll get benched after this and it'll be all right.
It's fine. We need some good bench minutes today. We need 30 minutes out of you off the bench.
That's fine.
It's gonna
be a lot.
You're a pro though. He's a veteran. He's like on the tail end of his. Oh, damn.
I'm done. I'll see you guys later. It was good knowing you. My career has already ended before it started.
Oh man, but you know whose careers are on the come up though is everyone at Nintendo.
Yeah, big news today, huh?
Yeah, so we have a couple stories. Our headline story is Nintendo's E3 details, and we have a couple other things to talk about in terms of their online service, and we're going to talk about Shadow of the Tomb Raider later as well, which details have just come out. They're hot on GameSpot.com, but we're going to give you the short end of it here on GameSpot Daily. But let's get into the headline story of the day, which is Nintendo's E3 plans. Ooh, let's
do it.
Switch to the screen.
You got it. You got it.
Oh, let me full screen now so you don't see our other tabs. All right, so E3 for Nintendo is gonna their pre-taped briefing is gonna air at 9 a.m. on June 12th. All right, so that's 12 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. if you're in the UK, and 2 a.m. if you are in Australia on June 13th. But yeah, it's June 12th, 9 a.m. That kind of puts a wrench in my gears because I fly into E3 on that day in the morning.
I'll be there the week before.
You're going to be there for the rest of your life. But yeah, so Nintendo's, that's when you can get all their information for what they're going to have for 2018, because Nintendo has also said that they are going to be focusing on what's coming soon rather than what's coming in the far-flung future. Yeah. I'm just going to cut to a little B-roll here.
Let's do it.
Y'all can go see this is what they showed at Direct for their Smash reveal. And that's important because Nintendo has said that they're focusing on Smash this year at E3. Now, we already know that it's going to be playable. And
that's a pretty big deal there.
It's a huge deal.
I know Jake and Gadge are two like real hyped, resident Smash Brother players are already saying like, oh, we'll be there for a couple hours getting that direct feed.
Yeah, we're gonna be there. And we're going to be playing a lot of that because, when they revealed this Smash for Switch, Gadge was just yelling off the top of his lungs. I was like, yo, chill. But it's all good. No. It's good to be excited about games, and we're going to be excited to see it there. And I know a lot of people, remember that E3 is a public event, so and a lot of people was lining up to play games last year's E3, which just became public. But I can't imagine how much longer the lines are going to be playing Smash.
Yeah, that one's probably going to be ridiculous. There's such a big community for Smash Brother players. I've never been huge into Smash, as I told you earlier, but I've always enjoyed watching competitive Smash, like one-on-one, or even just watching people in the office play, because it's different. Like anyone can play the game, but it's a different level when you see people like at a higher level, and you're like, oh damn,
ledge guarding, and canceling, and all that other fun stuff with Smash. So we'll get a taste of that, see what that game is going to be like, because that is Nintendo's headlining game. Now, as I mentioned previously, that Nintendo has said that they're focusing on what's coming soon, and we know that there's a core Pokemon game coming to Switch. Very few details are out there, but we would expect to see a little bit more of that Pokemon game. And Metroid Prime 4, that's going to be the dopest game of this generation. Or actually, no, Persona 5 is the greatest game of this generation. But Metroid Prime 4, I expect to be right up there. And they did the little title screen reveal last year, and I lost my shit.
Yeah.
It was like a 30 seconds.
No, it wasn't even 30 seconds. It was like... It felt like 15. It was like just like a slow zoom into like a 4. Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh my god,
hey,
it's coming!"
Hey, what can I say? I lost my shit.
But it was one of those hype moments though last year during E3. We get together, in our war room, and there's like those few times, right, like where you see something that you might not have expected, or even if maybe you knew, it's just like actually seeing it like happen like the hype level gets up, and then like everyone starts to get that energy, and that's the cool thing about E3.
Yeah, I think in the war room, people were like nudging me. He's like, "Hey, I think we're gonna see some Metroid Prime 4." I'm like, "For reals, really?" And then so I was like, "All right, cool. I expect it now." But when I saw a title screen, I'm like, "Oh my god!" So that's one of the many things that Nintendo's gonna be bringing y'all for E3. And again, like I said, it's it's open to the public this year. Man, I hope they solve the problems with lines and crowds and stuff.
Like I'll be real and I'll be honest. I think that as a consumer, I think it's tough. Like if you really want to go to E3, that's fine. I just think that it's not the best way to experience things. I know that you do have the accessibility to play something like a Smash Brothers there, but you do have to wait like probably hours to play one game, and that's like a third of your day potentially, and it's just tough. But kudos and shout outs to the people that really want to be there for the hype, enjoy the hype. But for me, if I was like 10 years younger, I'm dating myself now, like I'd probably rather just like see it and then wait for like betas and stuff like that, because it's more like relaxing to not have to like deal with that. But hey, to each their own.
June 12th to June 14th, that is when E3 is open, and it will be playable to the public. And also, I think that if you're into Splatoon, there's also going to be the Splatoon 2 World Championships taking place there on June 11th, which is the day before the E3 opens. So if you're into that, you can get to some Splatoon 2, watch that. But again, the story of the day is that you need to tune in to whatever Nintendo's showing on June 12th, 9 a.m. Pacific time, for their press briefing for E3 and what's to come in the near future.
Yeah.
Cool.
More Nintendo news though, huh?
We're not done with Nintendo.
A double today, a double.
Oh man, this one's a little bit lighter in terms of details, but it's worth talking about. So, what do we got here?
So Nintendo's online service details have finally come out, and some of those are, let's see, includes a free monthly game and eShop discounts. Previously announced pricing was 1 month for $4, 3 months for $8, and 12 months for $20.
And from Nintendo Executive Director Shinya Takahashi, he said this in particular: "We have some ideas about how to make Nintendo Switch Online appealing when it comes to a for-pay service. So I think our next announcement will be worth the wait." So the news for today is that Nintendo says, this is kind of news-ish, is that Nintendo says that they're going to be giving out the explicit details as to what the online service is going to be next month in May. Now there's no date there's no date in May, but they said that it's coming next month. So that's very noteworthy, particularly because this is cheaper than Xbox Live, PSN. But I think that Nintendo kind of has a history of not having as robust as an online service as their competitors, which is fine because that's not exactly their bread and butter. They don't really have the robust library to. I mean, they do have online games. They have dope games that like Smash, like Splatoon. But they never really had the infrastructure for a full, robust online service that was necessarily worth paying for. Yep. But here, they're going a little bit cheaper with $20 for an entire year, and I think that'll give them.
That's like half or like less than half of what you would pay for like Xbox or PSN. And I am curious to see, once they do give out the details, like what we can expect from it. Like PS Plus free games has been killing it. Same with Xbox. Gold free games. So, as mentioned, as I said just now, you're going to get some, free games potentially down the road. So curious to see, how good those games are, and just how they can take advantage of this online service, I guess. Because as you mentioned, they just, off the top of my head, like there's not that many online games, right? Like a lot of their stuff is something you'd kind of play on your own in some ways. So
or locally.
Exactly.
We did a lot of Splatoon 2 co-op when it came out last year. We did a lot of that locally, especially with the Switch, and the inherent portability of that system makes it easy to do local co-op and local competitive multiplayer. But I think that getting to a point where you can ask people to pay for a service will give you the means to kind of build a better infrastructure for an online service. And we'll see what other perks come along with that, because like we mentioned, that PSN and Xbox Live give you perks on top of, not just the free games every month, but they also give you like specific discounts for other games. And they throw in a few other freebies along with that. But for $20 a month, I'm thinking like off the top of my head,
a year.
Oh, $20
I was like,
a month.
$20 a month is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, that seems fine. That's like less than $2 a month. So I mean, again, it'll come down to when they, release the details to see that, is that worth your money? We'll see going forward when we find out.
That's coming in May. So hold your horses. This is going to be before E3 also. So
yeah,
I
that's
think
soon. That's in like a week, not even.
Yeah, May
We're
is
at the end of April.
Oh, man, May 2018 is in a week, man. So
yeah.
I think they're going to like try and set that foundation for and set the expectations for because if they're focusing on Smash at E3, I imagine that they want to get the questions out of the way for what the online service is going to be, because that's probably going to be a huge thing in sustaining Smash for Switch. So
let's hope that netcode, if it becomes a thing where you can play online, is solid, because that's such a huge thing for the FGC. For fighting game, you don't want that lag, you don't want those dropped frames or anything like that. So.
Yeah, more than any other genre, I think that fighting games. I mean, you're super into fighting games, so I mean, you play a lot locally here, and you go out with your friends. I mean, I imagine you've been in the arcade scene as well. I have as well. But playing real quick, like playing a fighting game online, have you? Has it been like game breaking for you as a competitive player?
It can be. Like I used to play Marvel 3 like on PlayStation, and for a while their stuff was kind of bad. Like, and you could tell it was like pretty laggy. I used to play Blaze Blue as well, and some of those matches when you just have bad ping with someone else, it's like pretty unplayable, because it's like those games, as you had mentioned, are so execution heavy, and in some of those games you really need to land combos. So
yeah, it's all like reading frame timings.
Exactly.
And all
so
that.
like the more latency that you have, the harder it is for you to like time your combos properly, and or to make sure you land your combos, because it's like some stutter will happen, and I'm like, oh, normally my muscle memory would be just like boom 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 or something, and then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's lag thrown in there,
that, like
there's like frames dropping, and I'm like, oh,
that
this is bad.
Split second of doubt like in your mind is gonna like
Exactly.
throw you off if you're on that level. Now I know I am, you are, because we're gamers out here, dog. I'm just playing with you.
Some games, I'm not gonna say I'm the best at every game.
Yeah, the reason
I'd like
why
to think that, but
no, it's all right. But that's important, because if you're gonna play Switch competitively and you're gonna have an online service for that, you got to make sure you get those that net code and that lag just right. So but yeah, so news is coming in May for Switch's online service again, and
very soon.
Yeah, and Smash will be the focus of E3, and again, tune in on, was it June 11th? I should check this before we move on. June 12th.
Close.
June 12th, 9 a.m. You get all the sweet Nintendo details for E3. All right, that's enough Nintendo news for now. We're going to jump into something that is like hot off the presses, man.
Hot off the presses. New trailer this morning.
Yes.
And our own Alessandro, I'm not going to even say his last name.
Alessandro Filari.
Filari. All right. I didn't want to butcher it and then have him come after me. But anyways, he was able to check out Shadow of the Tomb Raider and was able to kind of quickly write up a preview of his experience from last night. And then also, as mentioned, the trailer dropped this morning. That trailer is pretty dark, pretty grim if you haven't seen it already. But why don't you tell me more about it?
Yeah, sure. We'll take a look at the trailer shortly here, but we'll give you some of the quick details on what Shadow of the Tomb Raider is all about. Now, this is the third game in the Lara Croft reboot trilogy. We had Tomb Raider in 2013. We had Rise of the Tomb Raider in 2016, I think, and then now here in 2018 we have Shadow of the Tomb Raider. All right, and I can actually scroll through some screenshots.
Some of these screenshots.
So we got like a Day of the Dead celebration going on here. Just so you all know that this is going to take place in South America, Mexico. It's Lara Croft is going to be digging up some Mayan treasures.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this. It's much more jungle and tropical environments instead of snowy mountains in Russia like we got with Rise of the Tomb Raider. So it's going to be a little bit more lush, a little bit more...
looks good.
Yeah, it looks dope. And of course, Lara's going to find herself in sticky situations trying to get out of that with your QTEs or your pickaxes hanging onto cliffs.
I want to see those
stuff.
Death animations. Those were brutal.
They are brutal. Yeah, so you're taking a look at some new screenshots. Ooh, this reminds me of Nathan Drake.
Yeah, a little Uncharted action going on there.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of comparisons between the Tomb Raider reboot and Uncharted. But I think I would prefer... I'm not much of an Uncharted guy, but I do prefer the route they've taken with with Tomb Raider reboot in general.
Yeah.
So Yeah, well, let me give you some hard facts real quick.
Give me the facts.
So, again, set in South America, Lara and Jonah, if you remember from Rise of the Tomb Raider, are searching for a Mayan artifact. Now, the trailer shows the jungle setting. Lara's going all Batman and shit on Trinity soldiers, so you can get into that. Features a Mayan priest initiating human sacrifice in the trailer. Now, let me cut to the trailer real quick so we can have it play in the background as we talk about this. Some hot stuff out here. All right, cool. Let me pull this up full screen for y'all.
Sounds
all right.
Good.
So it involves a prophecy about the end of the world and a mysterious box that Trinity is trying to get his hands on. The game is meant to kind of question Lara's actions and make her face the consequences because, she's been pretty savage in her quest along the way. But it's very, this trailer in particular is very violent, very bloody.
Yeah.
And then it's vague in the sense that, Lara's got uncertainty in her face. Like you can see it in her face.
Yeah, as she's performing some of these actions. Maybe not on these Trinity soldiers, but as we get through the trailer, she starts to, as you mentioned, starts to question herself a little bit, starts to doubt herself a little bit.
Yeah. Is she really the hero of the story is kind of what we're asking. And Alessandro dips into this too with his preview because he also did talk to the developers. Eidos Montreal, I believe, is working on this in collaboration with Crystal Dynamics, who Crystal Dynamics did do the Tomb Raider reboot in 2013. They did Rise of the Tomb Raider, but Eidos is taking over the reins here as the primary developer of the game. And the narrative director, Alessandro was able to speak to the narrative director, and he got a nice juicy quote for y'all. Do you want to read this?
I will try. All right. So this is from the narrative director, Jason Dazwa. Thank you. Good thing you romanized that for me. Yeah. That's great. From a narrative standpoint, we wanted to increase the drama. To do that, we not only needed an external conflict like nature and combat and hazards, but also taking it to more personal conflicts with antagonists and even her allies as well. That was the big thing we took away from the previous games. We had the characters that people liked, like Jonah, and we wondered what he would be like if he evolved. What if he was someone who could really challenge her? Not everyone believed that in the beginning, but once we saw those performances from the actors, we thought, wow, this is a huge differentiator. Mm-hmm. That's a tough word to say.
Yeah.
It's about taking the momentum of these characters from the last two games and seeing that payoff.
Yep. All right. So that is directly from the narrative director, who's kind of, I would say, he's taken risks with Lara Croft because we've always known her as an adventurer who's kind of on a personal journey. But here in the final shot, as you're looking here, she's standing above like these Mayan structures with a whole crowd below her, and it really feels like it almost. I feel like she's like in like another state of mind where it's like, is this real? And her reality is kind of getting shifted because she's seen some shit. She's been through some shit at this point in the new Tomb Raider trilogy. But if you're thinking more about like what's this game going to be like in terms of structure? Well, there's going to be more exploration of tombs and collectibles and enemy bases. There's going to be the largest hub areas that you've seen in the Tomb Raider franchise thus far. And also highlights a lot of cultural aspects. And I think that the developers have also said that they're trying to kind of hone in on respecting these areas and their history and where the game is set. Now that's a big deal because you don't want to like constantly portray this story of like colonizers busting up into foreign lands and taking over, like stealing all their shit. So I think that they would need to do a little bit more nuance with when you go into these foreign areas and you have let's just say something else, but yeah, that's when you go into these other areas, you want to be respectful of the culture if you're going to use it as your center for the story. Also,
it'll be a tough balance. We'll see.
Yeah, and more gameplay stuff. There's going to be some new stealth mechanics, like using vines and swinging through the jungles and hiding in foliage. So I'm into stealth stuff. So if there's more of that, I'm all for it. Yes, and if you don't already know this, if you don't already know this, September 14th is the release date for Shadow of the Tomb Raider for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So that's actually right around the corner if you think about it.
Yeah, I guess they're not having that like. Was the last one the one that Xbox had like a timed exclusive?
Yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider, they had like a timed exclusive thing for that. And then PS4, I think they got like the collector's edition or like the 20th anniversary of Tomb Raider edition for the PS4. But yeah, this is no platform exclusivity here.
Nice.
Straight up.
Like that's good. I mean, if you like Tomb Raider, the reboot so far, it sounds like you're gonna get everything that was good in the last two and expanded upon and more. So I guess look forward to that. I always actually enjoyed watching like have you ever seen, they're not speed runs, but they're like kind of speed runs, but they'll speed run levels where they like do things. It's almost like a Dishonored speed run of a level, right? It's pretty sick with Tomb Raider too, like what you can do and like how like like just precision stealth kills and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. If you guys have never watched that or even watched Dishonored type stealth, like not stealth runs, but like speed runs of levels, you should watch them. They're pretty cool. They're pretty entertaining. It's just like, holy crap, that guy did it so fast.
From
and like
Games Done Quick?
I think Games Done Quick, just in general though, there's like people that do like specific levels of like, Tomb Raider where they'll show you like how to get through something really fast, but also like really like stylish.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's pretty sick. Yeah,
I won't be doing that, but if you want to, you can do that soon with the new Tomb Raider, because that's right around the corner. And it's also weird because this almost kind of came out of nowhere. I know we had there was like a teaser before the reveal event.
Yeah, didn't somebody like get one out at the movie theater and they're like, oh, I think there's gonna be a new game, and I don't know if they were supposed to take that picture because it was that trailer, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I think so.
Huh. That's
Hopefully
something.
I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure if my memory serves me right, it was something like that. But someone's already going to hit me up and be like, Eric, you're a liar.
Don't be mean to us. Don't be mean to us.
You can be mean to me. Blame Tay.
Oh,
everything comes this way.
Don't be so hard on yourself, man.
It's fine, man.
One game that does make me very disappointed in myself is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. But the game is going to get some new stuff. For PC at least. In the latest test server, an update will bring you a new gun, vehicles, attachments, map selection feature, and weapon balance changes. So we got this one's juicy, but we're going to try and get through this real quick because these are just basically a bunch of patch notes. All right. So
what do you want me to read? I'll give you a breather here. I'll help you out. I'll try to help you out.
All right.
I'm coming off the bench.
Okay. We got Tay doing some key minutes here. All right. Hit these 2 points right here. Get it, baby.
Hopefully I don't say the first map wrong. Anyways, map selection allows, so that's coming to PC, obviously, where you're going to be able to pick the maps that you want to be on. Granted, there's really only 2 right now because Savage isn't out of like their test yet.
Yeah,
so
that's still being worked on.
Is it Erangel?
Erangel
and Miramar, or both. Savage is listed as coming soon, as mentioned. PUBG Corp says it may change how this works in the future as more maps are revealed. Hopefully there's more maps because only sort of 3 and sort of 2 on Xbox. Let's not even talk about that. A new gun, the SLR, which is a DMR or designated marksman rifle. That's cool. I like DMR from Halo, so that's cool. 10-round magazine that uses 7.62 millimeter ammo, I think. Is it millimeter?
Yeah, millimeter.
Millimeter ammo. PUBG Corp, more powerful than the SKS, but has more recoil. Great. That's definitely not what I needed to use then.
SKS is my favorite gun, though. So if we get a better one or a more stronger one.
Yeah, but it's got more recoil, though, which means it's
land
harder.
Your shots then, boy.
Okay, this is rich. Coming from the guy that says, this game makes me feel the worst about myself. That's how you started this
Land your
news.
shots, boy.
I'm coming off the bench. I ain't Steph Curry. You're lucky if you get 8 points from me. Maybe 10.
You'd be like, oh no, you're like Sean Livingston.
Oh,
like,
S dot. All right.
Yeah, like you like when you do have minutes, like you just come in clutch, yo.
Okay.
Hey, I love me some Sean Livingston.
All right, that's fair. I'll take that.
Good.
I'll take some Sean Livingston. That's fine.
All right.
Solid role player.
Yeah, and there's also a bunch of other stuff, like a new vehicle specifically for Miramar, which is the desert map. You get a muscle car called the Murado. It has 4 seats, so you can roll down the street with your boys in a muscle car in the Miramar map. And 6 new attachments. Now, this is pretty big here.
Okay.
So let me run down the new attachments for y'all. The duckbill is for shotguns, reduces vertical spread and increases the horizontal spread. So you kind of got a give and take there. Light grip for ARs, SMGs, and DMRs. And it's going to reduce recoil, recovery time, but increases vertical and horizontal recoil. So another thing there with some give and take depending on how you use these guns. And half grip, which reduces vertical and horizontal recoil and also reduces recoil recovery time. So you get a little bit of everything there with the half grip. Now the 2 other what the hell?
Yeah.
There's 5 attachments. This shit says 6. Ooh. Okay, so we got 5
Way
attachments.
to go, Matt Paget. I'm calling you out. What's up?
Oh, man. Hey, we love you, Matt. But what I am confused about is a 3-time scope.
That sounds so stupid.
Yeah, we already have a 2-time scope, and we have a 4-time scope.
And then we have an 8 times. So one of the other additions is the 6-time scope, which makes sense to me, right?
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we have
Increments.
clear increments. Why do we need a 3x scope? Is there anyone out there that knows what can tell me how much better having the 3x? I guess they're probably in real life, but here I feel like how do I tell that difference?
The thing is, I love the 2x scope.
I do too.
I love the 4x scope, but I often find myself switching between the two, like especially late game, where it's like it's sort of close quarters, but not really. And sometimes it could be long distance battles out there, but sometimes one isn't the clear choice in a situation. So maybe a 3x scope is the good middle ground there.
Okay.
But then again, it's like some more shit you got to fumble around with. And the addition of a 6x scope I think is more impactful than having a 3x scope. Because 8x, usually I just avoid 8x scopes because I'm not smart enough to like.
Look at this, Matt. Matt is literally updating our run sheet. So, this is great.
Yeah, so I said we have 6 attachments. We actually do have 6 attachments.
What's the last one?
The last one is a thumb grip, and
where's our bullet point?
We're getting. Can
we get a timestamp on this addition here? Because I feel like he's gonna be like, no, I totally gave you all 6 attachments.
Thumb grip.
All right,
it reduces vertical recoil but increases horizontal recoil. It also increases the recoil recovery time. So there's that's your 6th new attachment coming to PUBG.
Great.
Ooh, there's so much other stuff. I think weapon balance changes in terms of how much damage they do is also big. There's a chart, I think, on PUBG Corp's website that kind of outlines how damage models are changing. Off the top of my head, though, I'm not going to go through all the notes
That's
right
fine.
here.
Just
off the top of my head, I think pistols are getting a significant damage boost. ARs are getting a slight damage reduction. I think that's coming along the way because previous story that we did talk about on the show is that ARs, PUBG has said that ARs are a little too nifty in the game.
Good.
So they're going to kind of balance things out with the other weapons. Oh boy,
let's just if you need the rest of those notes, this is like min-maxing that stuff, so it's like check that out on your own. We got to go lightning round.
We do have to do
we
lightning
got 2
round.
more hot stories that we got to go through.
Ooh. So if you want all the PUBG details, we have a little site called GameSpot.com, and you can check out all the dope stuff there. But we have 2 more stories that we need to get through real damn quick. All right. Okay. GTA 4. Songs have been removed. We knew this was coming, but just so y'all know, the songs that are being removed from GTA 4 have come, and it's Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath, Fascination by David Bowie, Drop In Science by Marley and Marl, featuring Craig G, 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins, Edge of the 17 by Stevie Nicks, Crack House by Fat Joe featuring Lil Wayne, Brack House, Evil Woman by Electric Light Orchestra, and a bunch of Russian pop songs on the Vladivostok station in GTA 4 have been removed. So those songs are no longer there. Get your own custom soundtrack, though, because that's how I roll in GTA 4 and GTA 5.
They have added some new songs, though, to try to make up for it. But, I mean, those are still, like, pretty big-name tracks, so it's kind of probably hard to replace those. But, all right, our last story is Wild Wild West Online, the PC action MMO that bears a resemblance to Red Dead Redemption, releases on Steam soon. I remember this kind of being like, oh, this could be cool. And
Did you stream this?
We ended up not because the beta ended up just like not really. It was kind of, I don't know if it was beta or alpha, but it was kind of jank and nobody else was playing. And it's kind of hard to tell, what this game's going to be like if there aren't other people in it. But yeah, the 3 editions cost $30, $50, and $90 with varying amounts of in-game goodies, including character, cosmetics, and weapon skins. So yeah, it's coming out of. Early, is it coming or going to
an early access state?
Early access, sorry.
Yeah, so it'll leave and launch fully in Steam on May 10th. So that is actually right around the corner. If you want to get your Western fix and you want to play with other people, that is Wild West Online, and it's going to be on Steam. So you can get your fix as you wait for Red Dead Redemption 2, which is coming sometime this year. It's going to be October this year, right? Red Dead Redemption 2.
Unless they delay again, which
I don't
hopefully
think
they don't.
No,
but,
they don't.
You know.
But we don't want RDR2 to eat the lunch of Wild West Online, which was our 6th story of the day. But yeah, that is all the time we have now. So
did we tell the date? It sounds like it will
May 10th.
launch on Steam May 10th. Okay,
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure if
May
I said May 10th. So that's in like a week and a half.
Yeah. Oh man,
you did a lot of work there. It's like you put the team on your back today. Like literally put the team on your back and was like Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, as he did last night against the Celtics.
That fool got reach, yo. That fool be dunking from like the damn
he's got
free throw line.
Have you ever watched Game of Zones?
Yes.
There's a new one. You got to watch the new one because it's about the Milwaukee Bucks. It's really good. It's like probably one of the best ones in a long time.
Bucks are on the come up. Sixers are on the come up. It's nice to see these young dudes in the NBA on the come up because we've had the rivalries of LeBron James versus Kobe, and then now we have LeBron James versus Steph, and the Warriors and KD.
The East is weak.
And Russ and James Harden. Now we got some young dudes on the come up. But yes, the playoffs. Why are we talking about the playoffs?
Because I just related. I related everything back today to basketball because that's all I could do. We're gonna have a tough series next series.
Ooh, Anthony Davis.
The Pellies are looking good. The Brow is looking strong.
I do like me some Anthony Davis.
He's pretty good. He's a pretty solid player.
NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
talking about playoffs.
Like I said, Matt. I'm like. Dang you, Matt Patchings, because I'm looking at this run sheet. Michael, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for putting me in your backpack today. Literally putting me in your backpack, carrying the news, carrying GameSpot Daily. I don't even know if I did a Sean Livingston job today. I feel like
it's all right.
I feel like I was really warming the bench.
I was gonna say break a leg, but when it comes to Sean Livingston, that's a no.
Yeah, that was a horrifying injury. We don't talk. Don't look that up.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Don't. But we do want to thank everyone who makes the show happen. Matt Padgett, Tony Wilson, Eric Tay, who helps produce it. Emily Conte also produced it. I want to thank Callie Plagge for always doing this show also with me. She's a pleasure to work with. She's very busy right now, so she'll be back next week, of course.
Yep, of course.
And I also want to thank Chris Pereira and you, all of you, for watching this show. We have fun doing this, and we hope you have fun watching us ramble on about one of our favorite hobbies every day and all the news that surrounds it. So thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Enjoy Avengers this week. Monster Hunter World is coming up. Monster Hunter Friday. Ben, John Luke, they're going to try to get Dante. See y'all later. Thank you. I love y'all. Bye.
Bye-bye.